afternoon. Fatoto will, however, record the highs with 35 degrees Celsius during the afternoon tomorrow. We are expecting a low tide of 0.16 meters at 6 minutes to 5 o'clock in the morning, and high tides will be 1.84 meters at 11 o'clock in the morning and 1.67 meters at 22 minutes past 11 in the evening. The sun will rise at 7 minutes to 7 o'clock and will set at 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. We thank you for the pleasure of your company. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Thank you.
Well, thank you to Yasin. And before we go, reminder of headlines. President Jammeh has moved to expand livestock production with the importation from Brazil of a special breed to boost his range in Farato. The Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Dr. Aissatou Saidi, has addressed the UN General Assembly calling for new reforms in the United Nations Security Council. African Union troops backed by heavy armor have stormed into the heavily contested Somali port city of Kismayo, this as the Al-Shabaab militants flee the area. And relatives of fallen Marikana mining massacre victims have demonstrated near the scene of the August riots, calling for justice for their dead family members. You can monitor GRTS Radio live on our website, and that's on www.grts.gm. That's all in the news. Thank you very much for your time. On behalf of the news team, I am Fatou Kamara, wishing you all a very good week ahead. No. I'm tired. I keep telling you every day you have to.
If you've been following the president's farming activity here in Farato, you will notice that something extraordinarily unique is happening here. I don't know much about it, and I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm going to allow His Excellency to welcome you to this program with a bit of a more special thing than we usually see on this farm, Your Excellency. The face of the Farato farm has changed. Of course, with something a lot more special than we usually see. What are these cattle?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Well, I told you that I'm going to intensify livestock production, and in any agricultural activity, if it is commercial, you have to go for high yielding, revenue generating, high quality products. And so that is why I want to diversify my agriculture. I don't want to restrict. You remember that here we were doing crossbreeding of Gambian and Malian and Senegalese and Mauritanian cows, cattle. Now we went a bit further by bringing in Brazilian cattle. And so this is what we are seeing now. And the interesting bit about this is that when you look at their size, compared to any Gambian or West African bull that is of the same size, the Gambian or the African bull would be older. These ones are 24 months and 36 months maximum.
Really?
That is 2 years and 3 years. The smaller ones are 2 years and the big ones are 3 years. And
they are a lot more bigger than their age anyway.
yeah, but that is the type of the breed that is in Brazil. Brazil is well known for high quality big beef cattle, and Brazilian beef also is well known in the whole world. So this is what we are seeing here. Now the problem we tried crossbreeding them, but I'm just being told now that even the Malian cows, the big Malian cows, when they climb onto them, they collapse. So yes. So what I'm going to do is separate the 2-year old ones that are less. Well, each one of them is 500 kilos.
Too heavy. And
So it's too heavy for our cattle. So we are going to select the smaller ones and mix them with our own cows, because the small ones are not that heavy. Yes.
I noticed too that you have more. I think many of them are male. Do you have female among them?
No, we don't have females among them. But the next consignment will comprise of 1,000 females and 500 breeding. Now these ones are purely brought. These are the beef ones. Okay. They were not meant for breeding. So because the agreement was that they were supposed to bring 1,500 bulls and 1,000 cows for breeding. But for some reason, well, these ones were supposed to come before the month of Ramadan. That's the bottom line. Okay. So because they were late, so they rushed the beef ones and then left the breeding ones behind. Yes.
And how many do you have here among them? I mean, it's just too much.
Well,
There are so many.
2,000. We had originally 2,200, but I don't know how many collapsed. Maybe about 10, maximum 10.
So some of them did not make it at all.
Well, one of them didn't make it in the boat vessel, but when they came, there was the agreement also was that they should also bring along feed for 3 months, so that by the end of the 3 months, the feed we ordered would have been here. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. But suspecting that something may be wrong, we decided to place an emergency order of animal feed. And so when they arrived, the food was not enough, the feed was not enough for almost 5 days. But then the vessel arrived and they have been offloading since then. Now we have feed for 8 months.
Must be eating a lot.
Yeah, they should be eating a lot. And you see that one thing about them is that that is why we're building these feeding points, so that all of them would be able to feed freely. Because what is happening now, you can see that the stronger ones dominate the feeding points. They eat to their fill, and then instead of going and giving chance to others, they just stand there.
So it's a survival of the fittest.
It's a survival of the fittest, which is not good. So you can see that the others are standing there not because they are well fed, but because they have no place to eat. And that is why we are building these feeding points across along the wall, so that no one can dominate. So if this side is ready before the end of the week, we would have enough feeding points for half of 3/4 of them.
So did you evacuate the entire farm for them to stay, or do you have your normal your other cattle also within the system?
Because, when they came, they were very, very wild, and we had to confine them to that big pen there. But because of the feeding problem, we decided to release them. You remember all these places used to be green. Now look at just